Hey everyone, Jackie here with Enjoying Life's Journey. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do our income expense report for December. We are a full-time RVing family and we started on the road in basically September of 2016. So we kind of started off with just doing 2 work camping jobs. So in December we were actually in Kentucky and we were working for Amazon for their seasonal positions that they had. Ricky was actually on with Amazon as a camper force. So basically as a camper force member, you get paid an hourly wage of about $10.50, $10.75 an hour, but you also get your campsite covered for the whole time that you're working there, completely no charge, and that's basically water, electricity. Some of the campsites have full hookups with the sewer at the site. We actually were at the state park, so it had a honey wagon that came around and dumped our tanks every Monday. And then in addition, basically if you finished the season, you got a $1 per hour bonus at the end of the season with your last paycheck. So that's what Ricky was working, and those were full-time, basically 4 10-hour shifts and a few overtime days. Not really too many overtime days. We were actually expecting more and hoping more, but we didn't really get that, and that's all right. And then I actually worked for a temp agency, Integrity, and I worked just part-time, and I only worked part of the time, maybe half of the time that Ricky was working there, and I made about $11.50 an hour through the Integrity. And Integrity's all over, and they actually hire for different Amazons as well, because I worked for them last year at the Phoenix Amazon. However, Phoenix Amazon does not have a camper force, so we were actually living in our sticks and bricks house at that time. So basically that's what our income is going to represent. It's going to, as well, it was December, Christmas, so we got some Christmas money from my dad, and then Ricky was carpooling with another gentleman there, and so he chipped in a little bit on gas. So you'll kind of see that in our income. Basically, also, if you're not familiar with my channel, I do a zero-based budget. So I try to budget, tell every dollar where to go, whether it's going to be covering an expense or if it's going to be saving for a specific item, or in this month's case, we put it in what a category I call rollover. So basically it's kind of like savings, but it's money we're going to be living off of. So the goal was to have enough money to cover our January and February expenses without having to work. So let's go ahead and jump in. So income for December. Ricky made $2,399.05 after taxes and deductions and all that. I made $444.16 through our Amazon job. Google, YouTube, I did not make enough to get paid. You have to make a minimum of $100 for them to issue out a direct deposit. So that I'll actually be getting in January. So the rollover from November was $2,000, so basically we're just kind of carrying that along, like I mentioned. And then our bonus from Ricky's Amazon and our gift money from my dad ended up being a total of $505.89, and then carpool of roughly $20. I think we actually got more from that, but Ricky was using it as pocket money, so I didn't really have it in there to calculate the exact number. So this shows that we had an income to work with of $5,369.10, but actually that's minus that $2,000 that we already had. So that's actually we actually made $3,369.10. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. So let's go into some of our expenses. So what I started doing here, if you've been watching, I started these budget report cards. I used to call them a budget report card, and I was going over the previous month, comparing it to what I budgeted and kind of giving myself a grade, but now I'm just kind of doing it as an income expense report. And then I was also showing you a preview of the next month's budget, which now I do as a separate video, and Ricky and I did that last week as we did January's budget with me video. And we actually went over all of our goals that are kind of financial related. So if you guys want to check that one out, check that out. But I did change my categories on the side here. A lot of people say do savings first or pay yourself first. So that's what we're hoping in the future we can start doing. So I just have here pay yourself first and the recommended percentage. we're not following the percentages right now. Right now, we're basically covering, like I said, just covering our basic bills for January and February. But we did spend some of the money here in December. So I have a personal development section for us. I spent $32.81 on my books. So if you've watched, I'm actually going to be reading a new book every month and putting it into practice, and it's going to be a book based on a different area of our life, trying to improve different areas of our life. So this month we've been working on the Miracle Morning. Next month we're going to be doing a Primal Blueprint 21-day total transformation, so like a health and fitness book. And then in March we're doing Dave Ramsey's a guide to the guide to money or something like that. Sorry guys, I can't think today. So those are the first 3 books that I paid for those on Amazon. And then business, basically we are counting our YouTube channel and everything. We're getting things going. We're counting that as a business. We actually spent $434.50 on that. That's basically a new camera. So because my last vlogging camera took a dive on me, and we basically, all of our old footage either had streaks on it or we had to use our contour, which had no audio. So that's why a lot of my videos I do the voiceovers from our previous travels. But anyways, let's spiel on that. And then giving, basically this was gifts for Christmas. We spent about $118.86. I think we ended up spending more as it got closer to Christmas, but I didn't calculate that in here properly. I mentioned before December I was trying something different with my budget, so it was a little weird looking, and so some of my numbers were a little off. So these next sections we consider like our necessities. So we have groceries. We spent $334.67. The gas for the car, we spent $93.13. The gas for the RV, so again, we were stationary for most of December. When was Ricky's last day was the December 20 something. So we actually had to we drove from Kentucky, and now we're down in Texas. So we spent about $670 in gas to get us down.
23rd.
Yeah, the 23rd. Propane, laundry, we didn't spend anything in December on those. Diapers, we spent $22.77. Campsites, we didn't have to pay anything. Dump stations, we didn't have to pay anything. Our cell phones, $90. Adobe Cloud, that's for my Photoshop and Lightroom membership, is $10.62. Our car RV insurance is $99.37. Personal care, and this is where the Christmas money, like I mentioned, Christmas money, we spent more, and we actually categorize it as personal care because we bought some outfits for the girls as well as Ricky and I. So we just counted it more as personal care, instead of a gift, because we spent $199.58 for personal care. Household, basically any paper towels, paper plates, things like that, $52.54. Arcadia and Elsa, we didn't do any commission jobs this month or December. Car maintenance / replacement, $8. We went through one of those car washes. That was $8. RV maintenance replacement, $36.37. We had to buy some more oil. We've had a lot of issues with the RV. You guys have seen, we have videos about it. We fixed most of the issues from that first incident, except for one of the main issues we still have to deal with. And now we've had some new issues come up. So we're going to do a whole separate video about that. Car RV registration, the car is due in July, so we'll start budgeting for that closer to July, and the RV is good for another 1.5 years. Good Sam roadside assistance, that's a yearly thing. I believe it will be due around August. Full-Time Families is a yearly membership as well, so we didn't have to pay any of those. So rollover for January and February, we had $2,927.64. Sorry, you guys. We're gonna have kids and noises all over in the background. I apologize. Okay, so our last category is our fun category. So we have eating out. We spent $126.90. We've started to get really bad about eating out. So we're going to try to get back into our monthly budget of groceries and not eat out as drinks, $44.86. Events, this could be going to museums, parking, or if we rent movies from Redbox, so $31.13. Vacations, nothing. Ricky's pocket money, $22.64. My pocket money, $12.32. So overall, that accounts for, gives our dollars a place to go. So everything had a place to go. So again, our total expenses for the month, we're not 5,369. They're actually, let's see, we'll minus the rollover amount here because that's how much we still have left for you guys. And that's for you guys who want to know for sure. So our total expenses for December were $2,441.47. So again, this included Christmas shopping and it included driving about 900, almost 1,000 miles, so RV gas. So those are two expenses that we don't necessarily have every month. So overall, that's not too bad. So you guys, I share with you like our real numbers because I want you guys to see what it really takes to live this lifestyle, or how you can stretch your dollar, how you can make it work on a lower budget. Everyone's budget's going to be different depending on your lifestyle choices. So if you like to go out to eat more, your budget's going to be more. If you like to do a lot more events that cost money, different museums and things like that, your lifestyle can be a lot more. If you want to drive more, your lifestyle is going to be more, or your budget's going to be more. If you want to stay at full hookup campsites, then you're gonna have more expenses. But ours is a pretty minimal expense. We do our best to keep it as minimal as possible because we want to be able to stretch our dollars so we can enjoy several months off every year without having to work and only doing some of those seasonal jobs once in a while. Let me know if you have any questions about our budget or anything like that in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Income express. Our income express. I can't talk now. Oh my god.